Video 35, refillable cartridges and Lyson ink sets for Epson and Canon printers. Now we're looking round our studio. Here we have the Epson 2400. It's fitted with a continuous ink system, so we're printing much cheaper than a usual brand ink set, about a fifth of the price. But on the front there you can see a set of refillable cartridges ready to go in the printer. Now let's pan around the studio, and here we have an Epson 1400, and again it's fitted with a continuous ink system, but again on the front of the printer we see a set of refillable cartridges that we can fit to the printer, and it's a much easier way of actually trying out the professional Lyson inks for an Epson printer. Now we pan around a little bit further, and this is an Epson R1900. Again, it's fitted with a continuous ink system running Lyson inks, so we're running that printer at about a fifth of the price. But again, on the front of the printer there's a set of refillable cartridges that will enable us to have all the advantages of the Lyson inks without necessarily the commitment of, and the expense of course, of a continuous ink system. And let's pan right the way round to the other side, and that's our Epson R20, the brand new Epson R2880. Again, this machine is fitted with a brand new Lyson continuous ink system, but on the front there you can see a set of refillable cartridges that can actually feed the printer just as easily with the Lyson professional inks to give us fabulous image quality, and of course to give us very, very good economy. Now, one of the main advantages of a refillable ink system is that we've got a very wide range of printers that we can provide refillable inks for. Now let's just show you now. Let's make sure we've got our framing right. That's about right there. Now let's come into shot. Now if you look on our website, the link underneath the movie will take you straight to our data sheet. Now this data sheet here is quite good because it lists the entire collection of Epson printers as well as most of the popular Canon printers. It tells you the price of the cartridges. Usually the cartridges are around £4 each, and the cost of the syringes and the needle. That assembly is usually around a pound. So if you can budget for about £1 for a syringe, and usually let's get this one here. Each one of these cartridges usually sell for around £4 each. And when we've got one of the older printers, such as let's say the Epson 1290, for instance, here's a cartridge for the Epson 1290. We've got the black cartridge. Now that usually sells for around £4, and we've got the combination colour cartridge, and this would sell for around £5. So £5 for the colour cartridge and £4 for the black cartridge. Now it's worth mentioning that these are totally reliable, and all of these cartridges carry a full 6-month guarantee. So if anything goes wrong within that 6-month period, you simply let us know, send the cartridge back, and we'll send you a new cartridge. So these are extremely good quality, reliable cartridges, and as usual, and with all things Lyson, they come with a reliable warranty. In this case, for these cartridges, a 6-month warranty, which is pretty unprecedented. Now let's get my notes to make sure I don't miss anything out. Now the reason for going with one of these continuous ink systems Now, obviously, you're going to get the huge savings that Lyson Inks will give you without needing to commit to a continuous ink system. And remember, your particular printer may not have a continuous ink system that would fit, or in the case of the Canon printers, it may not be suitable for it. You know, there's some printers that work out not to be that reliable with a continuous ink system, whereas these refillable cartridges, they operate in exactly the same way as a pre-filled cartridge. So we do give you extremely good reliability, and we've been extremely careful to make sure that the little seals on the underside of the cartridges are to the best possible specification. That's one of the most common failings of cartridges, where the seals actually fail over time. It's very important that we supply you with extremely good quality seals. Now, it's a low cost way of trying out Lyson professional inks. The other aspect, of course, is that it does not add to the overall size that your printer takes up on the desktop. So instead of having to find another 100 millimeters, let's say, on the side of your printer, when you change over to a refillable system, you're simply putting in a slightly different cartridge, but the overall size on the desktop is the same. Now, as I've said, all these cartridges carry a full 6-month guarantee. So any failure, don't worry, report the failure to us, send the cartridge back, and we will replace the cartridge completely free of charge. Now, you refill all of these cartridges where they have the chips on them. They're all fitted with what we call ARC chips. They're automatic reset chips, which mean to say that when you turn the printer off, the printer communicates with these chips and resets the chips to the full condition, which means to say that your usual indication for the printer to change the ink no longer applies. So we need to know that we're changing the cartridges fairly regularly. Now, we advise you to keep a mental note of the amount of prints that you're producing. So in the case of a standard Epson or Canon printer, if you're producing an A4 photographic print, we calculate that if you produce 50 A4 prints, that's about the right time for you to then revisit your refillable cartridges and to top up your cartridges to around, well, certainly no more than 85% of its full capacity.